shit right there. I sound crazy right now. Yeah, let's take these bullshits out my mouth. If your fronts, your grills, whatever the fuck you want to call them, if they don't fit, get them shits refitted, find a jeweler that does them shits the right way, or just leave them the fuck home. I remember when we flamed Fab for that. I think it was the Paul Wall grills, and the fucker did a whole interview and couldn't talk. It's not about the money you spend. I seen motherfuckers on cameras with diamond encrusted 18, 24 karat gold fronts, and they still can't fucking talk. Like with the fangs. Fangs, you should know you can't close your mouth if you wear fangs. That's not new shit for me. Behind the scenes, we've been talking about shit like this for years. You could tell it's like, you never got fly before. You never been used to wearing jewelry, or you could just tell it, man, like you ain't never had no ladies around you, huh? I could tell how awkward you act around women. You know what I'm saying? Like you could see, like, what you got used to having attention in battle rap or some shit. You can see who's who. Like, you can't read people. I read people like the fucking Matrix. I might act a certain way and very social and be real cool and smiling and shaking hands and all that, but I read and decode shit like the fucking Matrix. And I just put it up here, and then how I socialize. I put my presentation out to people. We was the cool kids. You know what I'm saying? We was the popular kids. We was the ones that was getting fly and setting the trends and switching up chains and medallions and grills and all that shit. None of this shit is fucking new to us. And it's cool to be brand new to shit. There's nothing wrong with being brand new to shit. You gotta start somewhere. But if something is new to you, don't front. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Like, for example, some people on social media, you know, it's entertaining for their followers to see them, let's say, showing off a new pair of sneakers or showing off a new chain, or showing themselves in the streets, or, you know, driving in a car or some shit. Like, it can't be coincidence that we almost never see people's cribs. How come nobody is showing off their house? Now, you got some people that's just private. You know, like, they're not gonna take a camera around their crib and be like, yo, so let me show you, this is the fireplace, and this is the 7th bedroom, and this is the 3-door car garage, and this big massive ass backyard. Some people's just not into that. All this little frivolous stuff. You know, some jewelry and a new outfit and some sneakers and all this shit. You know, those are all liabilities and you know, bullshit purchases. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've all done it. This is just for show. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no value for me in this shit, in jewelry. There's no value in jewelry for me at all. There's no value for me in cars. You know what I'm saying? Lexus, BMW, Mercedes, I've done it all. There's a lot of people playing an image. That's one thing that I've always prided myself on. There's no need to get on camera. It's a fucking act. You know what I'm saying? You got dangerous people that play harmless and harmless people that play dangerous every day, B. I guess this rant just came from, it started with the grills and it's transformed into this because I'm not scripted. Jump in the comments. Let me know what topics y'all want me to talk about. Honestly, like topic blogs more than like predictions and recaps, even though I will be getting back to predictions and recaps. If we would have put some money up, Tay-Rock would have won that bet. I would have kept my word as a man, paid my debt. But in all honesty, I mean, who we kidding here? If somebody was gonna try to bet me $1 million if Tay-Rock versus Pat Stay drops on the URL channel versus any RBE release, maybe with the exception of Mugen Verb, which is gonna do more views, I wouldn't bet $1 million. You know what I'm saying? I'm not stupid. Because I think we only like 140,000 humble subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're still building. It's always gonna be brick by brick. I think the URL channel is almost like 1 million subscribers at this point, like 900 or something probably. If you don't do more views than almost any RBE release, Tay-Rock, one of the biggest names on URL, then shit, it's gonna be definitely time to pack it up. Hollow versus Math was a much more anticipated battle to be released. Like, who are we kidding? The controversy, all the shit that was going on, and the talk, and all the back and forth, and then just the nature of the video itself. People love to see that shit. They love to see blood. They love to see fights. They love to see controversy. They love to see people get exposed. Speaking of controversy, closure, May 4th, downtown Atlanta in the music room. We didn't have the decision 100% until Blood, Sweat, and Tears 6 was over. We just wanted to make sure that we wanted to stay there in the music room. Anybody that's purchasing advance tickets, the closure card May 4th will be in the music room downtown Atlanta. And by the looks of how Blood, Sweat, and Tears 6 was, I would highly suggest that y'all get y'all advance tickets for this card. Yes, Hitman will be on the May 4th closure call. Finally got this man booked. I think the first time we ever spoke about business was probably in like 2016. We tried some things again right before Summer Madness 7 when he had Tay-Rock. Fast forward, Hitman has always been who he is. One of the biggest names and most viewed battlers in the game to come through the culture ever. Graduated now, he's on MTV, wilding out, doing his things on TV every fucking day and all of this shit. RBE has always been who we've been. Brick by brick since, what, 2013 when the channel was created. Going on 6 years of just putting in work. It's time to see what that remix and what that energy that Hitman could bring to an RBE stage will do. The Rucker, you could see in our footage. Since day one, how many years? Look at the way our battles turn out. Look at the energy and the vibe and the personality inside of the RBE platform. Should be different, right? Yo, Holla, correct me if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna say? Any stage, it don't matter, you gonna dominate? Prove it. I see Mook, I see Bill Collector, I see Show Off, I see Big K. I seen a few options that was thrown up because people know that we was gonna be doing Big K and Hitman possibly on the Rare Breeds card. I think people heard about that. I think some people heard Show Off's name before because that was spoken about between me and Hitman before, years ago, probably like 2016. Bill Collector's obvious because they have like what, 4, 5, 6 years of history. So I understand why y'all are saying that. This battle right here is something that y'all are all gonna wanna see. Now that some of y'all have been in the music room, you know, it's not a huge venue. Once again, on purpose, the same way Drum is not a huge venue. Take Murder Mook versus A-Verb out of Drum. Hurry up, ARP and Rare Breed Entertainment. Y'all are gonna and then look how the battle turns out. You think it's coincidence that you've seen some cards pop up with Pound Small Room after we started validation with Pound Small Room? My memory is deeper than the elephants. I got all the files, I remember everything. 3 or 4 of the matches that's on there got history. They will have drama. They will have personals. Yeah, I mean, people are gonna look at those battles and be like, yeah, these guys are about to say some shit on that stage. They will be intense battles too. Battle Truth. Pull up a chair real quick, homie. I'm not the guy, y'all should know me by now. I'm not the guy that does the front and like, oh, so I be seeing certain people say this or whatever, as if I'm too big to say somebody's name. Like, I give people their credits that they deserve. Like, I watch the bloggers. I don't watch as much as I used to, just because of time thing. I'm not up here front like, I don't be doing that shit, I'm too big for it. I normally check out almost anything to do with RBE after our events are over. 2012, I started blogging. I just don't get called a blogger because me being a platform owner overshadows that. I came in the game with like the CJ Cities, the Unbiases, the Angry Fans, 3 Letter Man before y'all knew what this fucking guy looked like. This nigga 3 Letter Man used to hide his face like the 36 Chambers Ghostface. We might have been one of the first, if not the first platforms to bring the bloggers into our events and put them on flyers and shit like that. We might be one of the first platforms to do that. Fast forward years later, you saw us start creating trailers with just the bloggers. Showing love back to our roots, to what I am. A blogger. So I think I ran down all of that history just to kind of ask, damn man, like, how long have you been paying attention to the game? To say that the Blood, Sweat, and Tears 6 flyer looks like a Rookies and Vets card. Blood, Sweat, and Tears was something that we came in the game screaming in like 2012, 2013, definitely 2014. Interviews screaming to high hell. Promo about how the tears are ruining the game.
Sometimes the development of new talent involves the veterans.
I really don't like the fact that we're causing a separation in these MCs that can potentially be great matchups because we're putting them in tiers. I just don't believe in the tiers. If there's a brand new nigga that's nice as fuck and there's a nigga that's been around for 10 years and he's nice as fuck, I want to put them in the ring together. I want to see who's nicer. I don't give a fuck about tiers. You know what I'm saying? And I hope more MCs start stepping up to the plate the way Goods did and the way A-Verb did.
Split ways. I love making music, but that ain't got nothing to do on how I get paid. I gotta hit the field and grind like a sick slave.
For me and for what we believe in as a fan first movement, a good battle, a good match is a good match. I don't give a fuck if you've been here for 10 years. I don't give a fuck if you just got here. I don't give a fuck if you've been considered top tier. I don't care if people call you a PG. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the the best of the best go at it regardless. And that whole PG and top tier thing, it starts to become a war. You know what I'm saying? And it blocks a lot of what the fans could be getting out of this game and out of this culture.
Let me break down what Blood, Sweat, and Tears is about. It's not saying that Sharon is a top tier and Big Cannon is an up and comer. The roots of Blood, Sweat, and Tears is saying that the tears shouldn't be here. You got a lot of people that have put blood and sweat into this shit like Big Cannon. But at the same time, you also got a lot of people that just don't get the looks that they deserve because they wasn't labeled a certain tier. So let's take a pen like St. Mike and never put him in the ring with a Cortez because y'all call him an up and comer. Y'all call Cortez a top tier. Why? That stopped with RBE. That's why the promotion says the series that created series. I want somebody to challenge that. I want somebody to be like, no, this and all of that was. I really want to see what series and what purposeful promotions before Blood, Sweat, and Tears did that to break down those walls of the tiers. It was actually kind of controversial when Rookies versus Vets came after that. People was expecting RBE to be tight at that.
I hear a lot of people say, like, you know, you were one of the first starters of that whole movement. So do you feel any type of way that you actually had a whole Rookies versus Vets card after, you know, you actually started a lot of that?
People was kind of looking at that like, oh, that's a shot. You know what I mean? Because the fucking back and forth, the URL, RBE, the subliminals, the coincidence, and all that shit, it's not new. It's new to new fans. It's from day one. You know what I'm saying? Like, after our first event, basically. The Blood, Sweat, and Tears concept was to take a battler, regardless of how y'all feel about that person, but make sure that we break through the status. So Big Cannon's been quiet for a while, and y'all saying Sharon is currently on MTV and he's fresh off of King of the Dot, and y'all are calling out for him in mega matches like versus Disaster and all types of shit. But Cannon kind of was chilling ever since his last battle with DNA, and then, you know, matter of fact, he had Holmesy after that, which is another up and coming name. So Cannon's status and his stock came down a little bit. That's the only reason why he's on the other side. You know what I mean? So a lot of people might look at that and be like, wait a minute, is this Rookies versus Vets? No. I think Rookies versus Vets not having such a unique and a customized style and that much meaning of like a Blood, Sweat, and Tears series is the reason why you only saw it one time. I'll take a guess. One reason why maybe we haven't seen Rookies and Vets come back ever since could be because the energy of what Blood, Sweat, and Tears did, it was a good time to capitalize on it and create a similar type of card. Or it could just simply be that Rookies versus Vets is a hard card to construct unless you just say, fuck it, some of these guys ain't rookies. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could do it like that. That's the problem with that shit. That's one thing that I saw from day one where I was like, that's not a good idea to title it like that. Like, sometimes you see titles that are so simple, you know, like a lot of things don't have a lot of creativity and thought to them, or even business, or how to carry them years ahead. I feel like Rookies and Vets is like that. You know, it's not easy to make a good card with rookies, you know, on a big channel like URL and say, yo, I want y'all to fuck with this the same way y'all just fucked with Summer Madness or Gnome or Born Legacy. It's not easy. You know what I mean? Unless, once again, you're saying that, all right, this whole B side of the flyer, they're not really rookies, y'all, but we're just going to call it like that. Then that's when you got to start having ideas like, you know, vets versus sophomores and shit like that, or vets versus juniors and vets versus seniors and all of that shit. Blood, Sweat, and Tears is the original. Okay? It is one of the most game-changing and trend-setting series to impact the game. And that's why I enjoy speaking on it, because that's kind of what kicked off the personality of RBE. Like, we will go left. We don't give a fuck what y'all say. We don't give a fuck what the norms are. We will try to break through certain molds and certain walls. And even if it takes 4 or 5 years to do it, or even if they say, y'all don't deserve it, or y'all shouldn't be here, or we don't fuck with you, or that's whack, or this person doesn't deserve that person, we'll just say, cool, brick by brick. We'll spend another 2, 3, 4 years doing it. Shout out to everybody that supported. I like the Atlanta crowd, man. Been to a bunch of bullpen events, you know, but you pay that much more attention because it was our own event. So I really was looking around and trying to feel the vibe of people. Shook at least like 5 or 6 hands of people saying, yo, this is my first battle event ever. There was two guys in the building. There was a guy and his father. If you see this, please tweet me or something like that. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all. Next time I want to get y'all with a stage pass or something like that, like upgrade y'all general admission, because y'all drove states away for your first event ever. Anytime I meet somebody at an RBE event that tells me this is my first battle event ever, I'm wild humbled by that. There's 2 things that I see we need to correct for the May 4th event when it comes to the Atlanta crowd. The first thing is, I appreciate y'all, man. I just feel at times the crowd was too respectful to the battlers. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a big difference between heckling and throwing off the battlers and being disruptive versus giving them the cheers during their punchlines and stuff like that. And the other thing that we got to try to work on, reducing the in and out. I know people want they smoke breaks, they want to go outside, stretch their legs for a second, but I don't think people expected us to run that event that fast. We was out of there by like 6:37. The two biggest variables for the most part is the fans and the battlers, at least when it comes to RBE. It's the fans because, you know, sometimes the fans come in, you know, fashionably late. Flyer says 1, this shit ain't gonna start until like 3. A lot of events run like that, but sometimes they run like that because the league ain't set up yet. That's not RBE. I mean, sometimes they happen like that because other people is drifting in. Maybe sometimes some of the artists that are supposed to be going on are running late. Not to put any blame on anybody specific. If the fans is there and if the artist is on point and everybody's being professional, y'all put RBE up to bat, we're gonna hit the home run for y'all. Let me talk about the 1SKs real quick, possibly on the huge May 4th closure event. Remedy Loco, he was on the Pearly Gates 3 card, our last event. I think he showed out crazy. I thought he had the performance of the night. And MVP, I think MVP had the best performance of the card that just went down, Blood, Sweat, and Tears 6. So Remedy Loco and MVP, I would love to see y'all on the next card. Can y'all make it May 4th? You know what I'm saying? What y'all got? What y'all got for the closure card? B Magic versus Mr. Mills, the on-site battle. Once again, big shout out to Avocado and the Ruin Your Day team. I think we're 3 for 3 now with as far as how these battles look. Welcome back to B Magic. Every time B Magic's on RBE has a solid to a good performance. And Mr. Mills returned as well. Mr. Mills hasn't been on RBE for a minute, ever since he was booked for the Chiller battle, which I would love to see still happen. Shout out to Chiller and congratulations on winning the chain over at King of the Dot, man. I can't wait to see what your next battle is. He was booked on our last card versus Rosenberg Raw. They both put on, man, so we got more good footage for y'all dropping for the on-site series. Cortez versus St. Mike. I don't have the answer as to why Cortez hasn't been on RBE ever since his Jim's battle. We should be rocking more. Cortez has always had one of the best pens in the game, but, you know, my apologies for always promoting and speaking about Cortez and only talking about his pen, because Cortez is more than a pen. The man can perform. He's an all-around veteran. He's got jokes, he's got schemes, he's got delivery, he's got performance. I think I just get so used to talking about his pen the most is because the motherfucker's a ridiculous writer. He definitely is much more than that. I mean, he proved that once again in this battle. And at the same time, it's wild because St. Mike did the same thing. People think about St. Mike and right off rip, they're gonna think about his pen. But in this particular battle, you know, he's doing like little salsas and merengues and shit. He did that Friday shit with the hat. That shit was hilarious. Shout out to these two guys, man. They definitely put on for a good one. J Murder versus Bad News. We got what we expected. It was going back and forth crazy. There's a time News touched Murder's head, touched his hat. Murder kind of joked about it. Murder kind of like J-Dose News with the brim of his hat. News slapped his hat off. Fucking J Murder tapped Bad News on the stomach when he was talking about a bar about, you know, News being shot, bumping each other. You know what I mean? Yo, I saw elbows get tossed real quick. Like, Bad News and J Murder was going to war up there. Those watching the battle, if you notice, you don't ever see nobody from RBE, you know, jump in. You could tell that's what those two guys wanted to do for this battle. Fans do want to see that shit. That's why aggression is an actual attribute in battle rap. They'll say shit like that. They'll be like, pen check, performance check, aggression check. Like, who we kidding? Once again, like, we gotta keep it real with ourselves. Don't get that shit twisted, y'all. Like, if you battle Bad News, it's not like, oh, he gonna violate and all that shit. And the same thing for J Murder. He's not up there. We're not booking him to just violate people. This was for this matchup right here. Shout out to these two guys for giving the fans what they wanted. Real intense battle. I think it was a close battle too. Also, let me put this out there publicly. You know, you're gonna see a little Allen Iverson crossover moment in the footage during one of Bad News' rounds. I'll be the first one to make sure that, you know, I don't let y'all try to throw Bad News under the bus for that shit or nothing like that. If it looked crazy, like, oh shit, he played you, like, nah. Once again, from the horse's mouth, you know, I just didn't know what the fuck Bad News was doing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't trust y'all fucking battlers up there when y'all start rapping. Some of y'all, look at what Old Red did. Old Red had y'all thinking that Show Off signed the contract and shit.
You sent me the contract to sign, facts? Yo, man, it's gonna look crazy. It's gonna look crazy if you don't say nothing.
I had to cut on the fucking camera and break that down for you. Like, nah, show off, never signed no contract. But just not knowing what's gonna happen. Look, Arsenal. Let's use Arsenal and show off.
That's when ARP pulled me to the side, said, when you gonna battle show off? I'll be booking his ass for the low. This was right before Queen's Flip started whooping his ass in the snow. Oh, wow. You know he lying.
He put his arm on my shoulder, and obviously y'all ain't me, so y'all wouldn't know. But he was pulling me towards him a little bit. And because I didn't fully trust him, I didn't go towards him more. Like, I mean, what I think he was trying to do was like pull me towards him, put his arm around me probably, and then say the ball in my fucking face. You know what I'm saying? Which probably would have been worse. You know what I mean? But I don't trust y'all battlers up there, man. I don't know what the fuck y'all might say to me or some shit. So because I didn't know if you were gonna set me up or set me up to set up murder, you know what I mean? Like, you know, that's why the AI shit, you know what I mean? Like, but News is my nigga, son. Like, ain't nobody try to play News or nothing like that. It's all respect to my nigga News. But I think y'all are gonna enjoy that little moment because at the end of the day, it's still entertaining on camera. Big Cannon versus Sharon. They done gave us that 4th round, freestyle only. I'll give y'all a little bit more backdrop on that. What's so wild is we were already talking about doing it. We just didn't know how we would do it. Decided on the time limits while we was actually on stage with both battlers. And it's wild because we bring out Robin. You know, she got the phone. This was the only battle agreed upon to be time tracked. So I don't want anybody stupid saying some stupid shit like, yo, but the block you just dropped about the hollow shit, that's not how y'all contracts are with time limits. No, it was specifically for this. We didn't pull out a clock for any other battle, just for this 4th round, alright? Might as well fucking say that before the controversy or the bullshit starts, so just people don't use their heads. We agreed on 3 minutes for each artist. And you could be cut off mid-scheme, mid-bar, anything. You get to the 3-minute mark, that's it. It's done. So I say top of the 4th, Cannon is on you. Cannon goes, Sharon cuts in, Cannon cuts back. Nobody expected that. Not Robin, who's keeping time. Not me, who that just finished talking to Cannon and Sharon like everything good. All right, boom, we're going to do this time limits. It was supposed to be 3 minutes, then 3 minutes. These motherfuckers, I don't know if they both thought it was something else, if Sharon, because he went second, he just did that, and then Cannon was like, bet, that's how we do. I don't know, you gotta ask them. But nobody thought it was gonna be back and forth, setup for setup. These guys and took it back to something that's even harder to do. You gotta go off of what the last person said. We must applaud Sharon and Big Cannon, not only for being able to do that shit, having a talent to do that shit, but giving that to the battle rap culture. We're in a game right now where the average type of energy between battler and platform is business, 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 right? That's the average energy, and that's fine. I keep saying there's nothing wrong with that as long as there's honor inside of your business. They could have turned around and be like, oh, nah, we ain't contract that, or I don't got time for that, I ain't doing that, I ain't giving nothing extra. I'm contracted for three rounds, 3 minutes, and I'm getting off the stage. They didn't have to do that. They did not have to do that. So I think we all, please get on Twitter. You know, let's thank and applaud and salute Big Cannon and Sharon for doing that shit. It's just something so rare for us to see in the culture when it's released, or for the people that's copping the VOD and watching it. You know, it's really epic. It's so epic that we're forgetting that they had a ridiculous 3-round battle. That's how wild the 4th round is. And I see some people already tweeting me like, ARP's reaction in the round is wild. Like, we don't see him react like that. I really look back on it and think, I done been wowed by all types of shit on RBE before, because the live energy of the battle being right in front of you, and even if I'm standing in a crowd and watching the battle, the live energy is just something different. Think of Oops versus O-Red. You know, that setup landed was ridiculous because it was totally unexpected. That's actually Nunu Nels that was in the VIP at Club John. That's her voice that you hear, the like, she used to do that like every event and shit. Maybe she still does, I don't know. But that was her voice. So when she did that, you see Oops turn on camera. He's turning to Nunu Nels in VIP.
It's right as block. What you gonna say? Jazz killed 40? Yup. Cool. That ain't gonna save you, because we're talking all that jazz. I'll let this 40 return the favor.
It's like, not only was the opponent set up, not only did somebody interact and then they got set up, But I felt set up because it's like, it's just so unexpected. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I think I was reacting like that during Big Cannon versus Sharon's 4th round. Because it's one thing to know that somebody just set up a wild room shaker that they wrote and that they prepared. But knowing that the shit that they're saying and the shit that they're doing right now, these haymakers, is freestyle? Wild. I got a question like, man, how do we know the 4th round ain't gonna just be written, they're just gonna bring it and act like it's a freestyle? One thing that I said to some of those fans, you can tell when somebody is freestyling, especially if you're a hip-hop head like I am. You could tell because people use thinking words. I know Big Cannon's thinking words. I know his bridging words while he's saying them and thinking about what's coming right behind it, which is gonna be the actual punchline. So you said and something about, those are his thinking bridge words while his fucking brain is thinking a mile a minute. Use the part that's in the trailer, that drop. There's really a girl in the front of the crowd, you know what I mean, that Cannon starts freestyling to. You know what I'm saying? And his shit didn't hit, it didn't land. So Sharon, boom, on the spot. Think about how fast and how good you gotta be to realize that didn't land. Let me take that and use that. So that's Sharon within his genius moment.
This is finna be one of them Easdales. Niggas know I don't. And I ain't gonna prevail.
He grabs that and turns that into a haymaker and hangs Big Cannon with it. Now, if you read Big Cannon's body language, for a moment after he's done giving Sharon his props, he's walking around like, okay, so y'all wanna go crazy for that? Cool. And then split second, he starts looking down. You see his eye cut to the side in the footage for a second. You see his eye cut, then his head snaps up. And you can see, just that fast, he caught his rebuttal. Hey! Going off of what Sharon did. This shit is wild. Maybe I'm different, yo. I'm not even gonna talk about the battle anymore. This shit is just different. Shout out to Big Cannon versus Sharon.
Don't he look and got the name of a nigga that's shady as hell? Look at him. Like, come on, man, it's me, Scotty. It's me, Scotty, man. Look at him, look at that nigga.
I've been saying, Ill Will is one of the funniest guys in battle rap. And it's like, the moment he promotes, he reminds people, like the Serious Jones blog he did. There's comments in that shit that says this is the best promo ever. Not the best shit for this card. They're saying ever. I'm not making this shit up. Go read the comments yourself. And we know that Scotty has the charisma, the personality, you know, that presence on stage. Even some of his intros and shit, like, that comes from him having that type of personality. Another great battle for the night, man. Please keep the feedback coming for this one as well as all the battles. As far as Ill Will, you know, he's been on RBE a million times, so, you know, we'll just drop an announcement. Some fire shit with him, and then y'all have to see what he got next for y'all on our stage. And as far as Scotty, we don't want to see Scotty next on RBE, man, because I'm glad this man came through. He was a professional. He performed his ass off. And I'm looking forward to his next one on RBE. Main event, Math versus Heavy Hat. This battle ended up with controversy that wasn't even intended. You know what I'm saying? From either person or the platform. Give us the credit for being consistent. For example, the wave of feedback. Unbook Aver from Murder Mook. Why the fuck, after all of these years, 4 years, we finally get Murder Mook back to the game? And you want to give him Aver? You want to see Surf or Hollow or something like that, not Verb. And it's like, y'all niggas is crazy. Verb is a legend, he deserves it. And we fucked with him at the time, that heavy. So we standing firm on that. A-Verb is the battle. Classic, epic, most impactful battle of 2018. Most impactful battle since it dropped. Math coming off of Av. To the point where Math versus Av even dropped the week of Math's biggest battle ever. I actually like the fact that that battle dropped the week before. First of all, one thing it did was it continued to motivate the shit out of Math. He just kept practicing and going over his shit to put Math in the light of he's not good right now. That's the intention. That's the intention. You know, like some people would say, that's a shot at RBE. But it can't only be a shot at RBE because Math is there as well. So if Math is there as well, are you telling me that you don't give a fuck about Math? It's the same thing with how vocal Murder Mook was about the Rare Breeds event.
This the card I'm on. Rare Breed NT, right? This the card I'm on, right? We had this, and this we call it a spade of fucking spade now, man. We had this date set in way before anything. So Smack he did that to be petty.
There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that y'all don't know about, but some of the stuff y'all do know about. And Murder Mook was one of the first people I've ever seen take a stand for a card that he was on like that. You know what I'm saying? I just seen Math do it too for his Holla battle coming up. Where he was like, word, it's like that, okay, I'm gonna speak out about it. Because at the end of the day, honor is honor, principles is principles, and you gotta be a man about your shit, right? So it's okay to speak out on shit that you feel slighted by. You know, Murder Mook wasn't playing about that. Over the years, you haven't seen me play certain games. Math, he wasn't really feeling that situation. Me, I expected it. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and Mav was joking about it. That battle will be dropping any day, B. But that's the controversy of when y'all say this person doesn't deserve it. A-Verb is coming off of, you know, his stock being at a low point in his career. Fuck it. He's about to have Mook. Heavy Have is an up-and-coming name. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might not know him that well. And Math is coming off of Hollow. But this is a blood, sweat, and tears card that we're putting together. Math, you want to be involved with our first card in Atlanta? It's a blood, sweat, and tears card. Okay, let's get you a blood, sweat, and tears style matchup for the main event. Heavy Have. Ain't no unbook it. We ain't unbooking shit. We never have and we never will. You know what I mean? We're not going to breach contracts. We're just going to react when people breach ours if we feel that it's really hurting us or impacting our cause, our events, or our business. We got to stop that. That unbooking shit, that's one of the reasons why battle rap is where it is. Like, it's sad to look around the game and see even battlers, certain people say, oh, well, you know, a deposit went back, regardless who really put that money up. But a deposit went back, you know, so it's all good. Like, I don't give a fuck how much I got my shit going on right here that's being fucked up. I'm losing money by the day. Like, we kept all those files for a reason so that we can handle our business behind the scenes with it. You know what I mean? Like, nah, y'all gotta stop that unbooking shit. It's not professional. It's not a good energy to put out there. The fans are gonna say what they want to say. Can't control that. Have fun. But our leaders in the game, Tech 9, that's poisonous to put that type of energy out there. You know, because even when you're being sarcastic on that platform, remember, you got a lot of people that's watching that may not be as smart as you. They may not be understanding that you're being slightly sarcastic. Because I know that if all of a sudden Math drops the battle and then RBE gets mad and then our event falls to pieces and then we literally call our lawyer and get Math Hoffa sued, I know Tech 9 would be like, that's fucked up that Math did that. If he's smart and if he's a real guy. But at the same time, people don't know that. And that's why I fuck with Tech 9. I'm like, Tech 9 ain't trying to fuck the main event up. He's just being sarcastic and he's performing on the champion platform with his opinions about how he looks at the matchup. But sometimes people can't read between the lines of what your true message is. And all these people that's saying words like unbook it, you know, catch a cold that day, call out sick. We've had battles, we had top tier battlers call out sick from cards. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've literally had that. Gracie, what's up? I think that happened to Black Ice Cartel as well. Motherfuckers really acted sick for the day of the fucking event. And those people had to pay those events back in one way or another, whether it was money or with a one-rounder or with a different performance. It's not healthy for the growth of battle rap. Alright? It's not healthy. Now, if you don't like the fact that Math tactically should be battling Mook or Surf or whoever after Hollow, everything has a reason. How smart do you think RBE is? Do you think we're stupid? Math is already locked for his next battle. It's on the closure event. He was locked before that. That just happened again. Then y'all said that, oh, Hollow was set up because Math was double booked with Heavy Half. So now I guess y'all gonna say we just set up Heavy Half because Math was already locked for his May 4th card on closure before his Heavy Half battle went down. So we just set up Heavy Half too. A guy that we just got his biggest battle, his biggest opportunity ever, right? Everything is for a reason. Maybe Math is already booked for Murder Mook, and then we want to get our blood, sweat, and tears 6 card in real quick to test out the Atlanta crowd before we bought this mega event or this huge card right back to Atlanta. Maybe Surf was called for Math. Maybe he's got something else going on and he can't do the battle right now. We're not stupid. You have to be actually somewhat smart to stay at the top of this culture for so long. We've been one of the lead platforms for years. What would be stupid is if everybody behind the scenes understood that and still didn't show up and show out. That's where our trust comes in. That's where our trust says, yo, Math, we know what's going on after. Show up for this heavy half battle. You know what I'm saying? Make sure he gets the 3 rounds that he deserves as well. Not just because of the closure card, but also because heavy half deserves it. There's always so much shit behind the scenes that people don't know. And maybe me doing more blogs will help y'all understand some of this shit. Math versus heavy half. Good battle, man. Shout out to Half. Shout out to Math. They both showed up. They did their thing. Math done been through shit. Heavy half done been through shit. So we know that they're going to say certain things to the crowd and certain things to each other that's going to be able to get related to. So when people start talking street shit or whatever, like, you want to be able to believe it in a matchup like this. So yo, I'm going to leave it there for now. Big salute and shout out to all the fans that was in the building. One last quick update. What y'all think about these? You know, a bunch of us from the RBE team had these on in the building. You got the logo on the back and the RBE on the front. These might be the first shirts that we release to the website, rarebreedent.com. Merch is coming. It'll be available before the May 4th event. You're going to see all types of stuff. You're going to see hats. You're going to see different types of shirts and designs and all that shit. That's the first one. That was done by my man, Aaron. He was on stage rocking, holding us down with us. He bought like 10 of those for us in the building, and we just threw them on the team. You know, so once again, core like, nah, it wasn't security. That's friends and family in the building. I'm warning you. Music Room is not a huge place, as y'all just saw. So we're bringing a big card right back at y'all to that same location. I like the vibe of that place. We're about to tear those walls down May 4th for the closure card. Hitman announcement coming probably this weekend of who his opponent is. A lot of shit, more blogs, more predictions and recaps and announcements and battles dropping on the way. It's your boy. I'm out of here. Brick by brick shit.